As human culture evolved, humans gave up their wandering lifestyle to settle down along riverbanks. Innumerable cities in India are situated on rivers. Pune is one of those numerous cities. Pune, famously termed as the Oxford of the East. Pune, considered to be the cultural capital of Maharashtra. But this city has forgotten the very Mutha river on which it is situated. Would you believe it if you were told that this is the Mutha riverbed? No flowing water, no trees, no riverbank. This is an illegal attempt by the Pune Municipal Corporation to build a road on the riverbed. These reckless actions were set in motion in 2005. That year, Pune Municipal Corporation made a disastrous change to Pune's development plan. The PMC de-reserved these floodplains near Vittalwadi in the Mutha riverbed for housing projects. The administration knowingly turned a blind eye towards the enormous risk of building on the riverbed. This was a plot by the builders, politicians, and administrative officers. For no fault of his own, the common man bore its consequences. Since the construction was approved by the PMC, people confidently bought homes here. People were lured into buying homes with the incentive of a road that would soon be constructed here. But nobody informed them how hazardous that road might prove for them. The construction of this dangerous road began in 2010. The PMC constructed 30 feet tall and 2 kilometers long concrete walls, dumped around 60,000 trucks loads of debris on the riverbed, and completed the semi-finished road in merely 2 years. They glorified their actions as development for the benefit of citizens. Would you want to peek into the future and see the havoc this development could create? The Irrigation Department of Maharashtra has defined blue and red flood lines along every river. These lines indicate how much land adjoining the riverbed would submerge in water in the event of a flood. The red flood line indicates the maximum level reached by the water during floods in the previous 100 years. Hence, construction inside the red flood line has to be controlled. The land inside the blue flood line is a prohibitive zone, that is, no development zone. Despite this, the PMC gave permissions for housing projects on this no development zone. There are 4 dams on Mutha river, namely Khadakwasla, Panshet, Varasgaon and Temghar. Of these, the Khadakwasla dam is hardly 7 kilometers from Pune. Of all the 4 dams, Khadakwasla has the largest capacity to release water. Imagine the scenario if Pune receives excessive rains or experiences a cloudburst like Mumbai in the catchment area of any of these dams. Mutha river will assume monstrous proportions in no time. At the same time, rainwater will be gushing down Tarzai hill towards Mutha. Thanks to the mammoth debris dumped on the riverbed, only a narrow culvert is available for this water to reach the course of the river. Hence, instead of this water entering the river, the great pressure of river water will force this water back, and the river water will enter into the buildings constructed on the riverbed. In 1997, there was no road embankment on the riverbed. Take a look at the situation when 90,000 cusecs water was released. In 2011, though the road embankment was constructed, the buildings could not be saved when 67,000 cusecs water was released. It means that even though lesser water was released, the embankment constructed for the road wasn't able to protect the buildings from the flood waters. While constructing this road, it was claimed that it would protect the buildings from the flood waters. But you can see with your own eyes how false that claim proved to be. On the contrary, this road embankment has itself become a potential hazard for these buildings. If in the future In January 2013, a case was filed against this road before National Green Tribunal on the basis of documents obtained under the Right to Information Act. The tribunal admitted that the buildings along the riverbed were at great risk due to this road. All judges and the expert members of the tribunal finally adjudged this road to be completely unscientific and dangerous. This judgment was challenged by PMC in the Supreme Court of India. On 12th February 2015, the Supreme Court finally directed the Pune Municipal Corporation to remove all debris dumped on the riverbed. However, the Pune Municipal Corporation came out of its lethargy after the 6-month term granted by the Supreme Court expired. They have begun the removal of the rubble now. This case has saved the residents from the potential harm created by this road. But some questions still remain unanswered. How the permissions to construct buildings on the riverbed were given? In case of a flood, who will take responsibility of the safety of these families? 4,000 tons of steel have been wasted. The construction of this road costs rupees 17.5 crores. Millions were wasted in contesting the court cases. Now there will be an additional cost of about rupees 4 crores for the removal of the debris. These expenses are borne by the public exchequer, the citizen of Pune. But why should we bear the brunt of this? Will the officers responsible for this huge wastage of public resources ever be prosecuted? There are innumerable questions. But the real question is whether we will take the initiative to look for the answers to these questions. There is the convenient option of not reacting at all. It is up to you to make the right choice.